So I don't feel that soaking barley in water is a bad idea. Okay, I think it's a pretty good idea. It's gonna help you consume your the properties, the phytochemical properties of the barley, and it also soaks the barley. You can eat it afterward. It's a little bit softer. You don't exactly need to cook it, but if you let it soak probably longer than 8 hours or so, you're gonna want to. You're most likely gonna want to throw it because it'll start getting. It'll start the fermentation process, and you don't want to have anything to do with the fermentation. Um, People will make beer from barley, but I bought barley from a beer store once, and I just decided to drink just the barley water. It was extremely sweet. And I was like, wow, is barley always this sweet? Malted barley or whatever they did with it? They roasted it. Is it always that sweet? Uh, and I don't think so. I don't think barley was as sweet as I thought. It was like candy. I think they soak barley grains in a sugar solution, and then they'll kiln dry it or whatever. It's not natural. The barley you get, and I scooped it. You buy it by the pounds, and you could choose whatever ones you want. I thought I was getting one that didn't have any sugar in it. I was trying to find the most natural one, but that's not the case. If you tried barley, the pearl barley, that's not exactly the most desirable, but that's got a good. That has no sweetness, and that'll be the most natural. Well, not no, that'll be somewhat of a natural way to consume it. The most natural is to consume barley that has its bran intact. And I've only been to one nature store that has its bran intact, and it takes a little more cooking time. I never really tried to soak it though when I bought it, but that would be your most natural to be able to also have that bran. That bran is pretty desirable. That's your fiber. That's helpful. The pearled barley is just, I think it's gone too far to the extreme with pearled barley. But if I have to settle for that, then that's what I'm gonna have to accept. That's they remove it to give it a longer shelf life, I believe. But it seems like such a waste anyway. I mean, barley grows pretty plentifully anyway. I mean, they could cycle through large amounts, but then people just don't eat it as much, I suppose, either, because it's not addictive like the barley I got at the beer store when it's soaked in a sugar solution, which is the worst way to consume barley. I've tried like a Rejuvelac where you soak barley in water for a few days. That's a mistake. That's any kind of fermentation is just a mistake. People who get addicted to that, I mean, that's amazing how they can keep up with consuming these alcohols and these fermentations. Rejuvelac is like a mild, maybe like a mild beer or something. The beginnings of a beer, you'll get it to bubble over. It'll ferment, and it's barley, and then you just drink the water, and it's got a taste to it, an acidic taste that's supposedly supposed to be healthy, but I doubt it. I think you wreck your throat with the acid. So it seems like a mistake. I would never consume any kind of Rejuvelac again or any of that stuff they have out there. Even with there are these cakes or something that you gotta feed sugar to keep them alive, and there's some kind of mushroom cake. I forget the name of it. I'm kind of tired, but I think barley in its best form is just plain by itself, soaked in water, without any fermentation or whatnot. Just enjoy it in its more natural form.